Light Collective. Much love and light to you all. Back at it, I'm pleased to say, with another live stream. Ever so grateful to be here. I really do appreciate you guys. I've been looking at the analytics, and you guys have been doing an amazing job watching, actually giving AF about the content. And I just wanted to extend my thanks. Like, seriously, that's a choice, right? But it also lets me know that you guys enjoy what all we, right? It's not about me, do on this channel. And so that does my heart good, because it makes me understand that you guys are getting it, right? I know a lot of times for me, it seems like what we do on here can feel a little, I don't want to say restricted, I don't want to say one-sided, right? But you get how it's obvious that we're not in a room, we're not even on a Zoom call where I can see you and we can engage and exchange energy through our gates, etc. Right? So having said that, there is a bit of limitation there, at least if I do say so myself, regarding that aspect. It's okay though, no worries, no problem. But I did, you know, get some evidence, tangible evidence from those analytics, that you guys actually get it and rock with what we do here. And I just wanted to extend my thanks and appreciation. I came on a lot earlier tonight because I moved some things around and decided to try something different. There could be some synchronicity to that. We do have a pick-a-pile message tonight, you guys. Only two, okay? But I do have an overall, overarching, if I do say so myself, energetic message for the collective, irregardless of whether or not you're going to resonate with pile number 1 or pile number 2. All right, so pretty short and sweet tonight, you guys. I know when I say that it's like 39 gabillion million minutes later, perhaps, right? But not tonight, I promise, okay? So pile number 1, this is going to be you sparkly honey bun, you, whether guy, girl, what have you. This is going to be mermaid, merman vibes. I don't know why. That's interesting. I didn't get that before I opened the channel. But, and pile number 2, all right, we only have 2 piles tonight for a pick-a-pile message, is going to be this lighter, because perhaps there's some synchronicity to being a light. Just saying. All right. But again, you guys, we're going to do things a little bit differently. And so I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell, right? And let you guys know now that if you know what to do, you may go on ahead and do so if you should desire, right? And if you don't know what the bell ringing means, please check the description box below this video or any video on this particular channel and look for, it's just maybe like 1 or 2 scrolls down, something called live stream rules. Please follow all of those, not some. All right, I say that with love, please, okay? So there is that. And in the meantime, for maybe anyone trying to figure out what their question might be for this time around, or trying to find the description box below this video or any video on the channel, all right, I get it. I'll give you some time to breathe as well. I do want to make mention that your girl does design, make jewelry, and other types of creations, and unfortunately, we're not yet shipping out, right? But if you are local, please stop by 697 West Market Street, Studio M, in Kingston, Pennsylvania. And if you do enjoy this piece, I think I put it on Twisted, you guys, forgive me. I promise it's not really, it was just probably synchronous of the day ahead. And it's hot, so I just was like, I don't really want anything on me right now, to be clear. Like, I am so serious, okay? So, so there's that. But if you like the necklace, if you like stylings like it, if you like, you know, meaningful designs and pieces and creations, mixed media art, bags, and such, you know, check my shit out, all right? Studio M, Market Street, Kingston. Again, 697 West Market Street, Kingston, Pennsylvania. I really appreciate y'all that have actually stopped by the location and have supported. All right, and you know what? My stuff's not the only thing in there, so they got tons of goodies. I know every time I stop in, I'm like, oh, I was just here like 39 minutes ago. Why is this? Where did this ring come from? Like, I have questions, right? You know, Miss Tiffany, the owner, is definitely a wonderful person, as well as her family, who you may also meet when you shop at the location. All right, just hey, I might be there too. You never know. All right. So it's happened before. It'll happen again. Right? I gotta drop this off, by the way, because this is not mine. I just wore it. So you guys could see what I'm doing over there sometimes, all right? And I say that because this is, you know, like a one and done, like many of the things that I do create and that are currently at that location. So, this is going to be definitely under 10 bucks. Most of my things I think are at like $5.55 over there, like just giving it away, right? So, you know, hey, stop down if you dare, right? Because you won't be feeling like, why the hell did I come here? I promise. Okay, you may have other questions like, oh my gosh, you know, how much is that and why is it so low? For real, seriously, not even just my stuff, Miss Tiffany's stuff too. All right, so thank you for those that have and will support. All right. So if we don't have any questions, you guys, cool. I will get into your message. How's that? So this one is for all of us. This is everyone connected to the collective. And if you are connected to the collective and or if you enjoy the energy, please click the like on the video. I see there are more of us in here exchanging energy than have done that. So thank you for those that will, and thank you for those that have. You're amazing. All right, so your first card out here, collective. All right, angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. So if you found this channel, ain't no way you're not on a spiritual journey or quest of some sorts. All right, doesn't have to be super bippy boppy or super ritualistic, right? But again, if you found this channel, hello, hey, hi, welcome to your ascension, aka spiritual journey, right? And your angelic guides are protecting you. And I feel like you already knew that, like, but it's nice to talk about, right? It's also nice to hear about too, right? Especially when you think about how there are legions. It's quite comforting if I do say so myself. It makes me think of the starry blanket that I saw that fateful night I experienced the first nightfall in Jamaica. Those stars took my breath away. And even then, God, Source, Holy Spirit said to me, under that starry blanket, there's more, okay, as far as the angelic realm assistance, than I can even see in the stars. And they were the most amount of stars I had ever seen in my life. I am not lying. And I know I didn't see them all. It took my breath away at the thought that, you know, they don't fall. Like, we're just so, you know, life can, if you really want to look at it certain ways, can be kind of quite fragile. It's like, okay, so if this were to happen, then this could happen. Ultimately, this could be painful for us, right? Things like that. But even though we know about shooting stars, falling stars, right? It's not the normal standard, and thankfully, all right, and grace-filled, so that we're not hurt, you know, any third time we go out to the market for eggs, milk, and bread because of a falling star. Get that? Actually, if you want to keep it funky, a greater risk is some of that mountainous, like, rock cleft that falls down onto certain pathways and streets and roads. I find that a little unnerving because, not gonna lie, I was driving and I was on one of those beautiful country roads and there was like a babbling brook and everything. And I looked over and I was like, oh my God, like a big portion of the rock wall was just like in the lake. Like, did that bounce off of somebody or something? Question mark. Like, you know, life can be fragile, yes, but at the same time, I think we're talking about this because it's also simultaneously receipts, evidence, if you will, as to how protected we are. All right. Um, Collective, you're being asked to be open to new possibilities, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, new ways of traveling, perhaps, right? Making room for the new, I'm hearing also to say. And there is something coming through about perhaps the presence of some untrustworthy, to be clear, untrustworthy individuals, all right? Now, here's the deal. You found this channel, you definitely have intuition, all right? So you're being asked to use that as ever. Makes sense, okay? So use it and pay attention to how your central nervous system feels, perhaps your body, your heart, right? Your mental space, even when you think upon from one person to the next. It'll tell you what you already know. Okay, but do not walk around just blindly trusting everybody right now, if ever. Makes sense? And so with this new comes some endings. All right, now Pluto was just on some shit. Okay, I'm trying to think, did they say it was actually retrograding or if it was just connecting to the last moon cycle energy of significance? Forgive me, I'm not an astrologist at this point of the path that I'm aware of. I have to say it that way because those that know, I don't even want to go there. You know, we're always evolving and ever growing here. Makes sense. All right, so we're learning and able to be stronger and perhaps do more things from point A, right, to all the way at, you know, whatever ending point, if you even want to call that a thing. All right, at this spiritual journey. All right, so that's what I'm loosely referencing, and I don't want to get any more specific. Okay, but positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune awaits. And collective, I need you to know, whenever I was pulling the cards, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, let me not go all the way down that rabbit hole because I wanted to keep the live stream pretty short and sweet, and I wanted to make sure everybody got their questions in, right? But so serious, dead ass, you guys. You have love, you have lovers, you have the love of your life coming. All right. For those that know that they've been doing the work and that they've been actively calling it in, and not in the sense of begging, pleading, and trying to like strong arm and control and be all toxic. No, that wouldn't be you, honey. Right? But you can get with the program too, boo. Go ahead. I'm rooting for you, right? Because we're doing big things with this, okay? This is amazing energy work at its finest and rooted in self-love. Rooted in focusing on self and not in a selfish manner. Again, not toxic here, right? Right. You know, and good on you. And thank you, because you guys, when you do this work, when you come back to center, as it were, right? When you meditate, when you just calm down, right? When you try again, you know, at whatever is bettering your path, you're helping beyond yourselves, beyond your families, even those that you know and love. That's why we call ourselves and understand that we are a collective grouping of energy. And again, we're talking energy work for a reason. Makes sense now? So hopefully somebody gets that, you know, understanding about being, at least, I have to say it this way, a starseed, okay? So continue on the path of looking at self, all right? Self to self work, not really asking other people's opinions about self, right? You know what they say about people's opinions are like noses. We all have one, ... right? Okay? So even if, so what are you going to do even if somebody else's opinion matches the opinion that you were hoping to have for your own? Already this is not making sense, but okay. You know, are you going to stand on that? Because what if, you know, you can just play devil's advocate. It's like, how strong in the mental space am I, question mark, about something that might make you emotional, might be triggering, right? Doing the work. This is really ultimately shadow work that we're referencing right now. And I, again, want to just thank you so much for whom all ever this is for. It's not just one person, right? And I'm grateful to say that, okay? Because you're helping the whole collective to just kind of like fall in line and really just, you know, give that boost, a leg up, if you will, energetically. I'm not saying you know them, talked with them, and counseled them through something. But the message stands, all right? And this is big stuff. And Divine wants us to get this, okay? Because right now it's almost like breaking up ground, right? I've been speaking over the channel, or through the channel, excuse me, for a while now about, you know, new earth, the new earth energy being right now. That is because, long story short, you can check the numbers, the people drawn to this particular channel are essentially front lines energy. I'm not saying that we're getting into a line or falling into formation or even no Beyonce. Like, I'm just saying, energetically, those that will be brave enough to step up, stand up, try again, not give up, those that will look within, those that will face shadow, those that will alchemize self to ultimately alchemize others and environments. I have to say it that way because some people are grid workers, others light workers, etc. Okay? Again, if you found this channel and you understand and you're enjoying the energy, you know, you're no small potatoes, like I always say to all of my collective. Whether you're just now here or you're an A1 day one, or I meet you tomorrow, okay? But good things, good luck, and keys are in store. Now, some of you, this is literally in the physical sense. It's like, welcome to your new place, you know, making room for the new. This could be a new position in life. This could be a physical position in the sense of a job, entering a different project or contract phase, etc. Okay, some of you, this could be relocation, but whatever new beginnings you're looking for, I'm pretty sure you can bet on is part and parcel of this keys energy. There's some significance of, hey, remember everything's energy, right? And you know what they say about energy? It's everything, right? And energy don't lie, right? Now, people do. Okay, so there is something going back to, don't just walk around blindly trusting everyone and everything, right? Okay, call to be all like super defensive and scared. To be clear, you're protected. I think we started out saying that, and it's factual. It's okay to know that you're protected, but at the same time, do your part to protect yourself, your energy, your worth. I was trying to say your worth, and I almost, through the channeling, said wealth, the word wealth. Love and light, fire spawn. So, you know, depending on what all, you know, take what resonates for you, you guys. This is still a general collective for all of us, okay? Before we get into either of these piles, pile 1 or pile 2. And there could be some significance to Leo chart placements. Does not have to be the case, you guys. I didn't really pull chart placements. I'm not going to for this particular aspect of the session. But there could be some significance to like a lion, lioness tattoo. Maybe you reference yourself as that, or maybe you enjoy that type of like cultural, Aboriginal, African type of aesthetic and like home decor, etc. Like I'm thinking rugs or something. But you're being asked to charge ahead accordingly. I didn't mean to say accordingly. I'm trying to say confidently. But some of you already know exactly how you're supposed to be charging ahead, right? So do it, and do it confidently. Hell, do it scared if you gotta. But do it confidently scared, at least, because you're too busy being backed and blessed at whatever this is. And I'm not saying it like, oh, whatever this is just like, oh, snap of the fingers, ta-da, you know. And, you know, maybe you're like, yeah, fucking right, it's not, because it's bigger than me. Uh-huh, yeah. Sounds like you're in alignment, babe. Yeah, you got this. And you're not going to do whatever this is. Again, always and in always alone. You could never. Again, too busy being blessed, backed, supported by divine forces. I'm not saying, you know, Tom, Jerry, and Larry. But divine forces for sure. I want to say it like this. Air day. I don't know why. Air day. Like air day, all night. Like, you know, some of these ancestors come through. It's like getting country boy. Like from the deep. I can't do Lord help me, because I went from that to Bubba from Forrest Gump. Yikes. Alright, let me continue on. I'm almost done, you guys. I'm gonna ring the bell. So yeah, so there could be some significance to the color green for leaf clover. Maybe you've got that look of the Irish, as they say. right? Doesn't have to be the case, but either way, this is again just another receipt of how beautiful life gets for you as you keep going, as you confidently charge ahead, as you don't give up. And for whatever your goals are, here's a tangible receipt. This feels like golden ticket energy, interestingly. Like maybe this is something quite miraculous. Said maybe, like of course it is. My collective, yeah, right. Miracles happen every day for all of us. Truth, right? Right? Gotta believe. All right. But this card is really talking about happiness, joy, and wishes fulfillment and completion of goals. All right. So whatever you're trying to worry about while you're too damn busy being backed, blessed, and supported. All right. So it sounds like you could make better use of your time, honey bun. Just right. Like have a laugh a little or something. Loosen up. You know. Go to Dave and Buster's. I like to go to... Oh, do you guys go to Dave and Buster's? Anybody? I just like to go into the virtual reality games. I'm like, yeah. I love Godzilla. That's like my go-to. Like, the Godzilla game, you guys. I feel like everyone's looking at me like, what the hell is you? So, anywho, all right, I'm gonna ring the bell. And if you've got a question, I will do my best to got an answer for you. Okay. And if not, guess what? I'm gonna hydrate and we'll keep going because I don't mind. I got 2 pounds to get through. Watch me. I'm gonna do this. I'm determined. Actually, I'm gonna get some of my coffee. It's funny, my water right now is warm AF, but my coffee is iced damn near. In a normal logic situation, you'd think it might be the reverse, but hey, going with the flow. Whatever works is my motto, you guys. So Firespawn, thank you for the like, babe. Do you have a question? If not, I will again ring the bell, and I will just go into pile number 1. No worries. So pile number 1, you guys, you have the sparklies. All right, the actually literally like sparkles. As I breathe in deeply and I look down for pile number 1 to go into it, and it says inhale confidence and exhale doubt. What I got off of these sparkles, interestingly enough, was someone feels like they don't stand out quite enough, you know? And I need to tell you, guess what? There's pros and cons to everything because you feel like you not standing out is a problem. Try standing out, right? Those that know, okay? So I feel like this is one of those times, and I'm not coming for anybody because there could be like TRAUMA factors, childhood wounding issues, perhaps, right? That lead to this kind of like, it's almost giving Swiss cheese, like all these holes in the energy of confidence, right? Or even in the energy of the inner child, okay? Depending on how deeply we want to go with this, depending on who I'm speaking to, right? I also do have for pawn number 1, I could be speaking to a masculine energy or someone in a masculine, what I lovingly term as a meat suit. All right. There could be some significance to the LGBTQ plus community, but does not have to be the case. And we do have feminine energy here coming out as well. But whenever the male comes out highlighted, I personally like to highlight it because, again, the demographics are giving, where are the men? Right? Like, you know, and I get it. So, anywho, but I digress. So no one else is you, collective. And that is your special power. That is your superpower. So going back to this like inner monologue slash perception of self versus reality, perhaps. Okay. And either way versus reality, and I'll get to why I say that in 2 seconds as best I can. um, One second. I did this the last live stream. That's so funny. I don't mean to forget to light the freaking candle. Ay, ay, ay. I even had it set up and ready. I just never lit it. All right. Sometimes the things that we've gone through, the things that we've dealt with, like for instance, circumstances where you think people are actually like, I don't know, nice, or like your friend, or like even in your family dynamics, right? Like you'd like to assume, and safely so, not always the case though, to be clear, that because you're blood relatives, that you're always on the same team and working for the same cause, kind of thing. Not always the same situation. Even inside of certain aspects or certain relatives of a family dynamic, depending on how many generations, etc., to the next, okay? Or even from one aspect of members of a friend group to others in that same friend, you get what I'm saying. Okay. So long story short, this is another example of how we're here to learn and grow our soul. And so, of course, we're learning lessons. And anytime that your self-confidence is rocked or being challenged, right? Chances are you're being presented with an opportunity to learn, to grow, to take notes, to try again to overcome, perhaps. Okay? So there shouldn't really be panic attached or stigma attached to a trigger, right? Because how the hell would there be absolutely no trigger, aka catalyst, right? Or stimulus, all right, to shift energy. Oh, there's that word again, right? So that we could learn and grow, right? It would just be, it's giving how silt never really is stirred at the bottom of a pond that never has any movement to its water, right? It's just, it's there. It could be sifted because it's silt, right? But it's really going to take somebody to kind of like walk through that, or maybe put machinery into it to stir up, and then you would see a lot of stuff flying around in the water. Make sense? Okay, so you can't really be begrudging towards the energy of the lesson, even though the energy or the lesson could be like painful, right? But again, it's kind of giving like we talked about last night. But did you die? Right? Like, it's like you're still here, which means you're still learning and you're still growing, hopefully. I say that because, collective, you're not going to necessarily meet everyone on this earth that would share in that sentiment, that they, enjoy or intend to grow, that they look to or have intention to do that, okay? And if and when you find those people, just love and light them from afar, okay? Because you can't you're not here to save everyone, right? If Einstein himself came back, right, and gave us all of the equations to every mathematical accounting that he's ever been notorious for, and went through them step by step, okay, even at a measured time with which he would deliver the information to us, we wouldn't be able to get it. Does that make sense? So take the pressure off. It's not loving to You know what it is? It's not even about the pressure. It's not loving, and it's giving divine timing is saying it's no longer acceptable for us to expect that we could find ourselves in anyone else. And that's, you know, friend, lover, you know, just child, you know, parent, anyone, right? It's no longer loving. And here's why, because there's a lot of disappointment that can be attached to being in that type of mentality. Or, you know, for some you might say programming, you know, or expectation, whatever the tag words are that make sense for you, right? Plug them in there and please learn the lesson, you know, in love and in light. No bitterness, no resentment, okay? Yeah, you grow through what you go through. So how could you have absolutely, like, the plant needs sunlight to actually like push through the dirt, right? It's very much a plant before it pushes through the dirt, right? You can't necessarily see like all of its plentifulness because it's yet to push through the dirt, right? And so, who are we to be begrudging about the fact that, oh, we didn't push through the dirt overnight, or we didn't zero to hero and turn into a giant God help me, sequoia tree overnight, right? And that's okay though. Again, there's something about like take the pressure off or the super expectation, whether this is on you and or others, right? And And the long story short is if it doesn't challenge you, again, you're not going to be the ultimate version of you that you're very much underway at co-creating. Sometimes you need a bit of experience to know, oh, hell no, I definitely damn sure don't want that. No, 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 no. Because the last time and the time before, it does not end well if I do tolerate an individual like that. Access denied. Like, you know, you got to learn. You know, and it's not selfish to be protective and loving towards yourself so much that you don't expect yourself from someone else and that you protect yourself from others. Simple as that, right? Go for everything they said you couldn't. So, you know, it seems like I was not guided to pull from the Evil Eye deck, but there could be aspects of the energy from the deck pool that I did also do for pile number 2. I was not guided to do for pile number 1, interestingly enough, but I am just now that the channeling's open. I'm really kind of feeling like there could be some of that energy in with the Evil Eye aspect of pile number 2. All right, so you may want to stick around for that, but yeah, somebody wanted to throw you to the wolves. Oh, I did pull from the tarot. That's what happened. Okay. Whoever you are, there could be some significance to this aesthetic or what all this person depicted is doing, or sunflowers, okay, or Oshun energy. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. But there definitely is some heavy significance to an artist that actually picks up a paintbrush, okay? But that paintbrush, just the same simultaneously, is really indicative of this new beginning. All right. So I love that collectively, you know, it's really like any way you slice it, if you're part of this collective, you've got a beautiful new beginning. All right. So if you hear nothing else about tonight's message, please hold on to that truth. Okay. Because that is something that is heavily coming through repetitively through the channeling and through what I'm seeing in the cards. I would claim it if I were you. I'm not saying you have to claim you know exactly how the new beginning's coming in, but you damn sure should claim the new beginning. All right, that's the simplest way I can put it. Okay, but collective, you're being looked at as someone who is quite artistic, whether that is with a paintbrush or not. But it's more than that. It's almost like your aura, your energy. It's mesmerizing. It's noticeable. This is like star card from the tarot type of energy. It's like, whoa, where is that light coming from? And then you got to look down to find the body kind of thing, right? And somebody hated that for you, or some people, excuse me, must be one person. I get you soothing yourself through current times. I'm hearing somebody could be going through bereavement. I want to say two things about that. Firstly, let me get about the music. You've been using music to assist you. Good on you. All right. Because I'm getting you're doing it properly, not in the sense of like all by myself. Like that, right? Like, no, not like that, right? But in other ways, like, oh, let me calm my fucking central nervous system down. Like, oh, okay, I enjoy this vibrational frequency, megahertz, right? Like, Janae Aiko comes to mind too, because she's one of them that she'll put the frequencies in the background. Like, you won't even, oh, goddess energy. But anyhow, um, again, what you're not seeing coming is a lover, because you have been integrating your what I want to term currently as divine masculine and divine feminine energies, right? The reason why I'm saying divine and divine in this case is not necessarily a twin flame reunion. However, since I'm saying that, could be inclusive of this, but I'm talking about self to self, baby, like we started out talking. Just you to you checking for you supporting you rooting for you disciplining you persevering with you coaching you, and again and again and again, showing up for you. Maybe because you had to, because maybe everyone else was hating on you. But this produced a level of fruit, baby, like a fucking phoenix shooting out of a cannon. Like, did it even fly up there? It's just flaming and being inserted into the sky, like at massive speed. It's giving, is it Superman? No. Is it Batman? No. Is it Spider-Man? No, it's the fucking phoenix. Not even rising, just being shot. You just and guess what? That's what happens when you use those stones that people throw at you. You can build bridges, buildings. You can help other people with them. Like, it's beautiful if you allow for it to be. Does that make sense? All right. So watch what you say and do around folks. Okay. And definitely continue to integrate that shadow. The shadow aspects can be quite beautiful because it allows for you to keep your boundaries. It allows for you not to be double-minded. It allows for you not to be overly emotional. When they're tugging at your heartstrings and saying, but, and this could be anyone, right? Like, hell, even employers, depending on where you work, depending on what people can get away with at that particular facility, right? They too can be just as emotionally manipulative, you know? Oh, we really need someone to, it's like, okay, well, like, the thing is, I had scheduled off and I've got the paperwork to show that, like, I have to go, like, to something else, things like that. So it's just good to know that, you can operate out of your boundaries and healthfully. I'm not saying walk around like, no, don't talk, fuck off. I'm never coming to work. I'm not saying any of that, to be clear. Okay. That wouldn't be in balance, would it? Does it look and sound like it's in balance? Right. But these people saw you getting your shit together, going for the bag, accepting the challenge to grow through what all you've been given to go through, whether guy, girl, what have you. And you know what? It is producing that sparkle effect. And no wonder I picked that. I do see you either working on or continuing to need to start to work on, I want to say mental gymnastics here. All right. Gosh. Anyone else out there with the monitoring spirits left and right? It can't be just me, right? It is fun here. Anyways, so inner balance and mental contest are coming out, all right? I feel like I'm like in someone's energy because I feel like I'm trying to do that as we speak, as I look at the spider on my crawling across my window, which, why is it so big? That's kind of Anyways, let me not over focus on that. Okay. Forgive me. um So basically, continue to go towards the unknown, whatever you're looking at, okay? Some of you have questions, again, on are you completing goals? The answer is yes. Some of you have questions about what ifs, and for whom all ever that's for, no judgment, only love and light, right? Watch that, though, okay? Because the only real way you should be saying, like, a what if at this point, safely, to be clear, keyword is safely. I'm not saying I don't understand how the other what ifs happen. Okay. But if the other what ifs happen, alchemize that shit into this type of what if. And this type of what if, all right, goes, what if it all worked out already? You know? Right? Isn't that beautiful? And then you just imagine, like, yeah, that's, you just imagine, if you can't even imagine, like, how it would look, sound, seem, imagine how it feels to know, yeah, that tracks, like, that's fire, right? Like, yeah, we're good. Oh, yeah, we're good. And don't worry about the how, what, I mean, of course, do your part, right? Protect your energy. If you need to do research, do research. If you need to file, whatever, right? I'm not saying check out completely and just be all like drooling on yourself in the corner. However, whoever I'm speaking to, you want your panties or your boxers or whatever else the hell you got down there bunched up into you, because it's ouchy when that happens. And the root cause of that is usually some worry. So you shouldn't be worrying. All right? So if you quote unquote have to worry, you got to flip the script into starting to what ifing. And again, the what if really should only be it already worked out. What if it already worked out? And then lock into how it feels. Close your eyes if you gotta. Walk into how it feels if you just had that wad of cash in your hand, if you just had that job, if you just had, okay, take it. That's how. All right. So that's for someone. As far as feelings, all right, you got to do this introspection, shadow work shit, right? And you got to hone in on the darker aspect of self. We've all got light and dark aspects of self, right? That's why they talk about type A personalities. No, let me stop. But anyhow, um, I'm so funny in my head sometimes. But anyways, this is going to help you, again, keep your boundaries and keep your discipline about yourself, right? Because, the lighter side sometimes likes to be a little lazy, perhaps, right? And so in those times when you realize, oh, that's what I'm trying to do, right? In current, like I'll out myself. Like this one time I was at the gym and I only had like so many minutes to get out of the showers, and like before like the whole thing closes. So it's like you damn sure have to get out, right? And I was like, oh, I don't know, it's such and such time. Like in my head, I'm like, I don't know, it's such and such time. Like, I don't know if I'll have time to like shave and put the oil on. And long story short, I knew the whole time, like, if I actually calmed my shit down and was like, okay, we're not gonna be lazy about this just because we don't feel like doing it, right? I would have easily worked through it. If I would have took that route, I would have worked through it more easily and more expeditiously, right? Just to be like, no, we're fine, we have enough time. But I did work through it, right? And I had plenty of time. I think I left a little bit earlier than I realized I would. I thought to myself, I'm taking notes, right? Not in the sense of like judging or hating myself, but in the sense of realizing I need work there. And now, I work through that so fast if it does happen. I work through, you guys, I put a post up. I lost over 50 pounds since March 1st. So miracles do happen, right? And it's funny because I seriously was thinking when I took that picture that I put on the community board earlier this evening, I was thinking like, at least I made it, because do you know how many times like we all have to do things that we don't necessarily want to do in the moment or feel up to the challenge in the moment, right? But gosh, you'd be holding yourself back if you just didn't anyways. And that's why sometimes I do tell you, collective, if you got to do it scared, do it, right? Just do it though. Like whatever the it is. Some of you it's to rest more. Some of you it's to work harder, you know? But fear of the unknown just can't be a thing. It can't be a part of your lifestyle, and it can't be a part of your mental gymnastics or mental contest here. So definitely ask your guides for assistance with this inner balance, okay, if that's you. I'm not saying everybody connected to this pile needs that, but it is definitely coming through. And I actually, on top of it, was given a red freaking flag. I don't even know what this oracle is called, all right, because of the way that I acquired it. All right. Facebook Marketplace. um, and it says, quote, I have addictive tendencies when I need to cover up emotions. So, you know, if that is leading to some aspect of tumultuous energy, there's that word again, referable to this inner balance, you know, and if you know it's connecting to this type of activity or lifestyle or mentality, you know, please get some help or help yourself. Okay, I say it that way because first of all, not everybody is just signed up with the nearest, you know, team of doctors and things. You know, I get that, right? Or insurance. Okay. I get that too, right? So if you got to do it yourself, you know, as far as talking with yourself, asking yourself some of those hard questions, you know, do it. Of course, ask for assistance from the divine, but also please know simultaneously as you ask, you're already being given the very help that you're asking for. Okay, so at that point, it's your opportunity to believe and push yourself a little bit further on the path. Okay, try a little bit harder, try a little bit longer. All right, just saying. So let's see who is connected to pile number one, referable to chart placements and or names initials. And the bell has again rung for those that may have a question. You guys get one freebie per live stream. All right, many of us know that, but we do have some new people, so just reiterating. Ooh, it is hot. Ooh. It is hot where I'm at, you guys. Okay, so bottom of the deck we have G. Okay, we've got A, we've got K, we've got C and U and P. That makes me think of that old grade school joke, like, I see you, P. Spell I cup. We only had 2 chart placements, Cancer and Pisces, come out for pile number 1. So that is that for pile number 1. Thank you for those that stuck around. I hope you enjoyed and got something out of that one. I thought that was pretty interesting myself. Pile number 2 gets a little like... and that's the one where we dive into that evil eye, you guys, so stick around. Love and light, Kobe. So the bell has rung, you guys. If you understand what to do referable to the live stream rules and are interested in your free yes no question, you can go on ahead and pop in your question right now. But if I do skip over you, please know it's not intentional. Also, please know the bell will again most definitely ring, and you will have your opportunity in just a few to have your free yes no tarot message, okay? Love and light. Kobe the Pisces. I have Pisces chart placements as well. That makes sense. We're all connected. Makes sense. And actually, you guys, I don't know for any of you that maybe don't know, long story short, from like one incarnation to the next, we've been all signs of the zodiac, especially like the OG like originals, those that know. So I think that's why I always felt like chart placements for me personally didn't matter in the sense of like characteristics. Like, yeah, I can get the basics if you tell me like, oh, okay, the sign. But I learned at a very young age not to restrict someone's like personality into what the normal trait characteristics are from one sign to the next. first of all, if I do say so myself, there's too many aspects to the cuspers. And I actually am one of those because it's like I'm Virgo, but at the same time, I'm like at the end of August. So I get confused and I keep thinking that Virgos have like the full month of August, because in my defense, I have had like a couple friends that have had birthdays and met some other people that have also had birthdays again at the end of August. And I'm like, oh yeah, Virgo, 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 right? And it's like, no, Leo, right? And the thing is, I have so much, like, I have Leo in my chart. So I don't even know how I would unbunch that even energetically. So I just think it's just important to understand the energy that you're working with, way beyond that of just a sign. But signs are nice, and the reason why I do give them out for the collective, for the general collective messages usually, is because it can be used as like a trait or a characteristic about the person. Like if you know, like often it'll be like, okay, that's either him or him, right? And then it's like, well, oh, but they said this sign can't be the other one. You know, like things like that. But as far as like somebody being like, yeah, I'm this sign, I'm not gonna be like, whoa, okay, I know everything about, you know, because I feel like that's a risky behavior just to assume, you know. All right, so pile number 2, you got the lighter. All right. It could be some significance too, like black on black. You could be like your girl and just love to wear black all the time. The blacker the better. Like seriously. That's just me though, you guys. I've always been like that. Like people like in like middle school and stuff would be like, you look like you're mourning. Maybe I was. Mourning the previous versions of myself. Let me stop. But yeah. Like if I had my way, I would have probably like to be clear, if I had my way back then, like growing up, wasn't the case, but I'm okay though. But it probably would have been bad because I probably would have walked around like Lydia Deetz, you guys. Just black, just shrouded. From Beetlejuice. Just walked around all somber, like don't look at me. Because I was one of those that everybody was like, oh, you look pretty when you smile. You should smile more. And I was thinking like, give me something to smile about. The way that my mentality has changed so much since then, and I'm grateful to talk about it. Not bragging, just grateful, to be clear. Because you know what, the younger version of me really did look to outside sources and people, and you know, oh, wish I had a father. Wish my mom loved me more, kind of thing, right? And it's like, well, the whole time but you know, you're a kid, you don't know everything until you do. Not that we ever know everything. I don't even know why I'm talking about that. All right, let me just, maybe it's the coffee, you guys. Sorry. But pile number 2 with this light and everything, with this black on black and everything. Here's the sitch. All right, you're protected, but there's also an intervention. Now, whoever I'm speaking to from pile number 2 of the collective, you could know this already. Love light, Spoonie. That you are an earth angel or healer, at least, you might say, right? Spoonie, by any chance, really quick, can you give us the live stream rules in the chat? Do you mind? Or can you? I didn't know if there was like something, maybe I have to get that to you. I'm not sure if Fiona even uses the one that I gave. I think she made her own, I'm not sure. But I will, let me know, because if not, I need to get something to you. Or you could, can you copy and paste them, babe, from the description box to place them in, Spoonie? I'm hoping so. All right, let me focus on the, I appreciate you hopping on, though. Also, what happened with Creamsicle? You have to let me know. I was thinking about you earlier today because I was like, oh, the doctors are coming, or the... All right, let me focus. I will get back to this. Okay. DNA upgrade. All right. And you're in your goddess energy or God energy. All right. If you don't resonate with the goddess aspect, right? Really, goddess energy is talking about energy anyways. So like you should be there too, sir, if that's you. I feel like somebody got really disgruntled, like, goddess. It's like a record scratch, like, what? Really, goddess energy is just talking about, I don't chase, I attract, I know my worth, right? Not second guessing. Again, this confidence level, right? You're hated for it. Ooh, go figure, right? Dark night of the soul. Yeah, makes sense. Because the level of transformation that you're producing, okay? Giving Phoenix, nonetheless, okay? And on top of it, whomever you are, you know, whether you have like a platform, a stage, a pulpit, or not, you have been given a level of, a measure of authority. There could be something significant to your voice, all right? It could be like the vibration, not really necessarily the tone, could be the tone, but so think about your voice when you speak to individuals. You can get them to listen, not in the sense of like, I said listen up, but in the sense of like perhaps decreeing that, you know, in the future, if these things aren't changed, dot, 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 and everyone perks up an ear, you know, like, what? Hold on, what was the you know, what are we, what? Something like that, it's coming through. Oh, well, it makes sense. You're highly ranked. Yes, makes sense you found this channel. Again, look at the numbers, you guys. Not for everyone. That's okay. You could definitely understand that you have ancient Egyptian ancestors. There's that starseed energy. It's like, you got to at least know about this. So for whomever maybe doesn't, okay, look it up, study, get on with your bad self, okay, and get with the program here, because you got a big mission on this new earth, okay? This new earth is very conscious based, so you cannot be checked out and still claim to be in it to win it. Does that make sense? All right. Now, whoever I'm speaking to, you know about that life, okay? This is what you're leaving, though. And everything that was placed on you, every projection, because of this, from others, placed on you, every ill intention to do this to you, all right, is going to come back triple fold on whom all ever that may mean. All right, different folks here for different folks, right? But this card, for those that don't know, and I didn't make the card, says you will regret messing with the chosen one. Chosen one you are, especially if you found this channel. Okay, Spoonie, I don't see you placing anything into the chat box or answering the question. So can you let me know if you can hear me? I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Because I'm like, is anyone hearing me? Love and Light Strictly Business. I see you. But remain calm at this time, pal number 2, because it's like, why stress? I mean, what was the, you know, if you're not producing change and you have haters, that might be the time to worry. Whoever I'm talking to, you're producing change that's creating wins, honey, okay? And some people don't want their hearers must. Okay, so it makes sense. You just have to chalk it up to it's par for the course of the experience. Okay, nothing personal. I think if and when we get kind of caught up and, you know, get bunched up with those panties and boxers type of things, right? That's when the experience can be a lot more painful. You know, you taking it personally is just going to add. It's like, oh, they baked you a cake, so you want to fucking icing it by, like, why would, you know, don't do that. And as I say, don't do that, I look down and I see this card, don't look back. Now, this is a particular card deck that I created probably about 4 years ago, at least 3 years ago. It's so interesting because there's something about, ooh, someone does not want to be found out. There's something about the time frame of 3 to 5 years. You could be closing out a cycle here, pile number 2. I noticed that I too am, and mine stems back from 5 years ago, at least energetically, is the best way I can say that. So I think we're talking about the time because some of you connecting with this pile number 2, you've been invested, you know, heart space energy for sure. You know, you were giving, you were forgiving, you were patient, you know, you were authentic, you were helpful, you know, you were you. And again, it's giving that star card energy from the tarot. And again, the very reason why you're hated, right? But you're being asked not to look back, okay, because there is some form of setup, all right? So this could be, you know, somebody saying like, okay, you know what, this, that, and the third, and then they want to turn around and say, oh, no, no, hold on, we should, let's do something different, say other things, right? To get back in good graces, perhaps, or to make change that they may present to you as a positive change. Spirit saying it would just be another aspect to the web, right? When I hear web, I think web of lies. I did see a spider earlier. But Metatron is coming through as part and parcel of the delivery method with regards to this message and this energy. Now, somebody here could be, you know, employed at the club, right? We've got strip club coming out. Somebody maybe wanted to enslave you, right? You know, make you be on their roster, right? Make you be part of their lineup. And this could be in the literal sense, but really I'm trying to figuratively eke this out in the sense of like, you know, hey, I know so, you know, it's like celebrities, right? You know, people want to name drop. It's like, well, I know so and so. And, you know, but, you know, this is like somebody would be like, yes, definitely name drop. And it's like, isn't name dropping usually looked at as like sad? Like, why would you, if you know them, do you have to name drop? Like, because it would just be, you would be seen with them, you know, and this person damn sure enjoyed if and when they were seen with you, confirmation. This person behind your back is saying you're jaded, okay? They could have brown eyes. All right, somebody here really is sensitive, or they could be saying you're so sensitive, collective member. And there's some, you know, with the slave coming out now, this abuse of powers, definitely toxic energy. Definitely, I mean, if we're talking TRAUMA, ABUSE, this is, none of it is good. I don't want to see any of that coming through the cards, let alone in your energy. So definitely cleanse, clear. Again, with this new beginning though, which is where I'd like to stay focused, okay? Cosmic Family wants to connect with you now. When I got this card pulled, I just got that this is going to be in the tangible sense as well. I can't say it's always in the tangible sense, but to be clear, you're going to start meeting people. People are going to start meeting you. And I mean, they could just be confirmation out of nowhere. Just, you know, you could blink, next thing you know, someone's saying, hi, I'd like to meet you, you know, and you're like, well, okay, oh my gosh, I love you, you know, kind of thing. And it's giving, because long story short, divine timing. There's a lot going on right now. I'm hearing to say there's a lot at stake, but really it's talking about this breaking ground energy, this new earth energy, and that front lines that we spoke about, okay? What does this even say? You're 1 in a million, collective. I don't even know if that will show up on the camera. So, of course, star card energy. Of course, it makes sense that we're talking about you have unlimited potential. All right. It's giving... Where's that? Where are those cards? Did I just throw them on the ground? It's giving that card with the painter. I'll put it that way. With the sunflower. You know, you just stand out, and you know, you're so creative, and your aura, You know, even, it's like, even when you try to just like, okay, let me just, you know, maybe you did in certain aspects. Gosh, I hate that for you, but I get it. Try to dim, like, it's like, okay, so-and-so is sensitive and so triggered if and when I share these things, you know, and it's, you know, you try to a bit more, but the light is still there. Like you are the, you can't remove you from you, kind of thing, right? But you can remove yourself, and divine can remove yourselves from people that, you know, essentially can't stand to see you shine. That's literally what's going on. They cannot stand to see you shine. You're giving sunshine energy, right? Now there could be some significance to sun god Ra. We got ancient Egyptian ancestors. Makes sense to me, right? Somebody here could have, you know, Coca-Cola addiction kind of thing, right? Okay. And someone is hiding medical issues, you know, whether this is simply and solely in the physical type of health or in the mental type of health. But Spirit's saying you've completed the mission, the cycle, you know, whatever. And I don't want to gloss over the fact that, like, this hasn't been so easy. Like, I make it sound like a fucking PowerPoint. Like, it's like, oh, step 1, you got fucked over, and then step 2, like, yeah, and then you danced. Right? I'm mindful of that, okay, you guys? Please don't feel that way. But at the same time, it's like, do you want to wallow in it? Or do you just kind of want to get on with the getting on, right? Moving into grooving, glowing and showing and sharing and caring, loving and lighting from afar, perhaps, right? Okay? That's the program. Because the mission is completed. Divine uses us all the time. You know, how many times have we prayed, God, use me? You know how many times I've been in church wailing, please, God, use me, use this vessel. And over and over and over again, I have to see how people really don't care much for God or what God could represent and the change that could represent for them, not against them, right? And I get there's variables as to why it might be hard to understand, quite frankly, how God wouldn't automatically be against us with some of the templating taught out there. I get that too. Been through it all. But don't look back. Don't take the bait. The Spirit is saying this person, you know, maybe this person is in a physical sense, LAME, but it ain't given physical first, just saying, okay? They wanted you feeling unwanted. So how LAME is that, right? Now somebody here could be, if you're not a stripper, could be a machinist, okay? Whatever that means for you. I need you to know, again, cards were made several years back. And I channeled, quote, they shit on you so bad, their ancestors won't protect this karmic from the wrath of the divine per divine order. Do you want to know how many messages I've heard and seen that are not coming from this channel and are coming from many channels across the board, so many I couldn't name, mentioning the wrath of God, the wrath of the universe, mentioning divine order, mentioning spiritual court sessions, and all for hatred on the divine, hating on their creative ideas, hating on their body image exercise routine, hating on their glow up, wishing for something to stop, to slow down, to halt you, envious of the career and the money you make, trying to do what you do and getting disgruntled that they're not able to consistently, keyword there, because many of them, you know, put forth a good effort to the point where it's like, you know, you're like, yes, good job, that's so great. So you realize, oh my gosh, okay, so that was also a mask or also a lie. Like, okay, right? This is someone close to you. This is not a significant somebody, right? It's somebody significantly close to you in physicality, right? And so you're being asked to utilize your crystals, your stones, your methods, right? Amethyst and obsidian coming out. As well as that Palo Santo, sage. I know you guys, I saged so much yesterday. It was like, I was like, whoa. I don't know, like, exactly what happened, but, like, long story short, I could not see through this. Like, I still smell it. I'm like, oh my god. And I had the windows open. So like, it was just that thick. So, yep. So don't think I don't know about that spiritual warfare-ish, okay? This person could be like prone to they don't want me saying this. I'm gonna say it. Here we go. Impulsive. I also want to say obsessive. All right, impulsive and obsessive rage, anger, hostility, right? They may pick fights. They may, you know, threaten. Hopefully they're not actually violent. That's on the card though. I did not make these cards. And you know, this person, you know, really long story short, it's like there is no competition when you don't compare. Like, why would you compare anyways? We're all our own individual aspect of source. What is the comparison from source to source? Right? Unless and until you are not part of source, and that's for something else I don't even want to get into. And that's the only way that that comparison makes sense. Does that make sense? Hell no, it don't. But yes, it does for making sense out of crazy. Right? And this life can be crazy. Just saying. This person, Spirit wants you to know this it feels like it's one person. This could be more than one person. I keep saying one person because the channeling is saying one person, right? So take however it resonates, right? But going back to they shit on you so bad their ancestors won't protect them, right? Spirit saying because of their actions, they have produced fruit to actually becoming their own worst enemy. And this is why I say to you guys for this channel, please, Mayat law is very much underway here. Do not come on here and take from this channel and never give, right? So I'm saying that because of repercussions like this. Not because I do anything, but because we are all subject to divine order, just like we're subject to divine timing. We are all subject to the laws of karma, whether we want to admit that, whether we are aware of that or not. And that's why I so passionately teach about these things, because I want my collective to get it and to work the laws and principles accordingly so that you are the best version of yourself for you, and so much so that you're the best version of yourself for others. And so much so that we just make a beautiful, gosh, should we say utopia type of community, at least consciously. Does that make sense? I can't guarantee we're going to be rubbing elbows and being neighbors and having cookouts together, right? But energetically, we got this. Energetically, we are co-creating this. Does that make sense? All right. Lovely MG. So, you know, hey, they'll regret messing with chosen ones, okay? And whatever they think they went through already, that, you know, I was thinking about this the other day too. I was like, you know, hurt people, but like hurt people hurt themselves to the point where, again, it's almost like they become their own worst enemy. you know? And it's like, which one do you want to be? The person that alchemizes the pain? Or there's no other option. Okay, you guys got that though, okay? All right, so I'm going to ring the bell, you guys, for the final call. And again, you guys get one freebie per live stream. But to be clear, if I should ever come on more than one live stream in one day, it's per live stream. So if it's a different video, you get to ask a different question. Does that make sense? But yeah, in the meantime, let me just pick up all of my fucking cards so that I can see what kind of chart placements and initials come out. Since somebody really doesn't want any of them to come out, we're gonna make sure we get them all. How about that? I am stubborn in that way, at least. I'm like, oh, you don't want that? Oh, yeah, no, we're gonna... And here we go with lights and bells and whistles. No, he's not. Because I'm like, why hide? Like, couldn't everybody just be truthful? Like, so, you know, so what? Can't you just be truthful? What's so bad about your truth that you want to hide? And are you hiding it because the fact that you want to hide it means that you're aware? Like, it make sense. Like, some things we don't know until we know them. And other things we know, right? You can't be sitting there with premeditation and don't know about the situation or your part in it, you know? Or their part in it. But again, you guys can't make sense out of crazy situations. Anyways, all right, so okay, I see you, Strictly Business, and thank you for your help, babe. And also, I wonder what the hell happened to Eat Me. Maybe his phone died, or their phone died. Excuse me. All right, let's see here. I just want to quickly, before I get to the questions here, because if not, I might forget, you guys, so bear with. I just want to get these out for pile number 2 really quick. And they're coming out too. I love that. I knew I would get them. I knew I would get them. Oh, here goes one. Oh, all right. Oh, we got a C at the bottom of the deck. Oh, this one flipped over. And an M. Oof. Maybe somebody is an MC as well. I wonder if there's like credentialing for machinists. Would that be like MC? Anyways. All right, we've got J and N. The screen just started flashing. Okay, paparazzi much? We've got Q. And we've had a lot of chart placements come out. That makes sense. That is telling mayhaps of an individual right away. Depends. That's why I do both, you guys. The chart placements and the initials. But I like to hone in. But here we go. Pisces. Aries. Leo. Who else? Sagittarius. Libra. Aquarius and Virgo. All right, so thank you for your patience. All right, let's see here, Strictly. But that's what I have for you, pile number 2. If that's where you leave me, please know I love you. Love and light, Fiona. Welcome, welcome. If you have a question, babe, we're kind of just wrapping up. I got on a little earlier, which I don't know. I don't know if that was the best thing, because I feel like maybe everybody was busy on this one. And that's not about you, Fiona. I'm just talking. Yeah, because I didn't see the numbers that I thought I would, but whatever. The messages stand. I'm not here just for the numbers, like some people. Anyhow, I do see the need for balance here. Please clarify. I'm going to keep this. Please clarify. Oh, damn. Ooh, no question, Fiona? Okay, okay. Let me see here. MG, yes, please. Fiona, can you please help us out with the live stream rules? I asked Eat Me, but I think something happened to their phone because they never ever respond, and that's not like Eat Me at all. So I hope Eat Me's okay. I think it's probably just the battery. I didn't know Strictly was Jay. I can't even see because I can't see the picture and I'm so bad with faces. Okay, Jay. Okay, wait, Jay. Okay, I need to talk to you really quick too. All right, what had happened was that profile or that email address or both, right, that you were kind enough to write me in about. Apparently it's private on YouTube. And so because it was a private profile, it would not allow for me to pick it from the Dropbox, even though I had your freaking email, right? So I don't know what to say about that because I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, can you just like unprivate your, like, can you publicize your whole thing if you're not comfortable doing that? But I wanted to tell you, and I apologize. I didn't realize that was you. I'm so sorry. But I wanted to tell you that so you weren't like, hey, what's up? Because you're supposed, I mean, I don't want to say this. You know, as far as I was concerned, you know, you were supposed to be a monitor, but I get that too if, you know, change had to happen there as well. So no pressure, but I wanted to update you on that, and I apologize. I did not know that was you. I don't even have my glasses on. So that's the only thing I can think, babe, because I went in and like I did everyone else, but you couldn't, like I even did like the like whatever the name was for your actual freaking YouTube account, and it won't come up because it's like, well, you can't have like a private monitor, I guess, according to YouTube, not me. Like, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So now that I'm caught up, because you're caught up. Okay. All right. Thank you, Fiona, for the help. All right. Let's see about A here. Okay. I'm getting suspension. Like, I don't know if it's like a complete drop off. It's something about 4 months. The reason why is because initially the Two of Pentacles came out. I asked for clarification, and at that time, to be clear, the Emperor was at the bottom of the deck. I asked for clarification and got the Four of Coins. And at that time, the new, because I had set this aside and was shuffling, this was at the bottom of the deck, and this is really like fighting, like, but when I got to this, I heard like 4 months, and with this and this, it's getting suspension because of, I don't know, if there was arguments or somebody overstepped bounds, and it's giving boss daddy head. That's what I'm, exactly, no looking back, Kobe, exactly, you got that, babe. All right, so, but that's what I have for you, Jay, aka Strickland. Yeah, so, like, physically, no, wait, Jay, are you okay? Oh my god. Yeah, I got, so you know what, even with the Two of Pentacles before that shit, it's probably, you know, 2 to 4 months. How could it be a 4-month suspension? That's long. Oh, you know what? Might be probation. You know, they do that shit. It's like, okay, so you fucked up and... Oh, hell no. Push... You know what I would do if I were you, Jay? Like, that ass? I would, you know how, like, they say to do in the Secret movie? Like, I know it sounds stupid, but seriously. What you want out of that situation, just, you know, I know you already put your petition out there. But when you go to sleep, Just picture it, envision it, feel it out. So that seals that shit in, because you don't get to touch people. First of all, keep your hands to yourself, everybody. I don't give a fuck your age, right? But of course the children, it should be left unsaid. Like, don't touch the children. Like, please. Because it's like, if you touch the children, I feel this way with the animals too. I'm like, if you touch them, you're asking, why are you touching them? Like, why? It's like you would be asking for something, like a problem. We don't ask for problems around here. Don't start none. Won't be, like that kind of like, and that's what makes me think of, though, at the same time, they know that. They know that. Because ain't no way anybody who's been a parent, whether for 5 minutes, 5 years, or, beyond, in their right mind, to be clear, hold on, in their mind, let me insert that part, in their right mind, processes information like that. Oh, child was touched, doesn't matter like how, but just inappropriately, like, and goes, smooth it over. Like, no, they're defenseless often. Like, no, we're not. Yikes. I'm sorry, babe. I will pray about that myself, because what the fuck? Everybody keep their hands to themselves. I was thinking earlier, like, I want to make sure that I start addressing with my kids, like, when I see them, like, touch, because, like, they have, like, certain, like, sensory things, but also because I just think in today's times, touch got sexualized a lot, and it shouldn't be sexualized first. Like, I'm not against, like, what needs to be done, what happens naturally, like, and all of that, like, at all, to be clear. Like, please, I don't want a relationship without that at all, to be like, but at the same time, generally, people need, like, human contact, and I know that I, quite unfortunately, at a young age, learned, which I'm still trying to get to the root of. It's like, basically, I know, but I haven't fully explored it, but I was taught at a very young age that, like, touch is for that, and that's not what touch is just for, if that makes sense. And so, I don't know, I feel like I'm like, you guys have kids, like, make sure they know that, man, like, because you can't be, kids turn into adults that make other babies, you know what I mean, and, like, people should know, like, I watched a video on this too, where, like, I have to say it this way, like, brothers, because they called themselves brothers, but they also were men of color as well. But I'm not sure that you would call them African American either, so to be clear. But one was explaining how the other had to explain to him along the way, because they met when he was traveling abroad or some shit in another country. This man was befriending this other man, and they would go on walks to go to, like, certain like, sites and things that were around for that country or for that visit on the agenda, etc. And he would, like, pull him close and, like, like, hang on him, hug on him and things, and literally just that, right? And the guy said, I freaked out, like, get off me, like, what are you talking, like, what are you doing, like, I'm not that way. And it's like, huh? And he's like, this is my culture, like, we're friends, so when we walk like this, like, to show love and care, and and I just feel like civilization has gotten so desensitized in some ways and are not sensitized in others. Like, touch is necessary, like, they've done, like, scientific, it's facts, right? But at the same time, I feel like touch got perverted along the way. And so if you have kids, just please, and maybe you have to work on it too. Like, I didn't have a parent that, though, looking back, that touch was manipulated too. It's like, I love you, I hate you. So while I love you, hug me. Yeah, I gotta work on that. But maybe many of you out there, also relate with not having like affection. It's like maybe somebody said, "Yeah, I love you." Well, of course I love you. I put a roof over you, but they weren't like, "Oh, cute. I love you so much. How you doing? Oh, your hair is pretty." Maybe they weren't like that, right? If that's you, you got to know you can do that for you so much so that it's going to show that you do that for you. Yes, you're going to get hated on, but love comes. And I think that's why I'm seeing that heavy vein for tonight's session, that you guys literally are doing the work. And I just love to talk about it because, baby, they're coming. He's coming. She's coming. They're coming, bro. And it's not going to be for just a fun time. It's not going to be for just the sexual touch. It's going to be for so much more, inclusive of that, but so much more, and for a long time. All right. Okay, let me see here. Love and light, Andy. Okay, let me see here. MG. Do you want anything to go? Ooh, okay, let me see. Oh. Oof. Long story short, Giovanni seems to be working up on either the confidence to contact you, or working on getting money so that he feels confident to contact you. You should know that whatever social media you have, whatever you're posting online, Giovanni somehow has access to see. All right. And you really are wish fulfillment. This really does end well, but there is some hesitancy in current energies for allowing this to come in, but it comes in. All right. So it's a yes. All right. For MG. All right. Regarding Giovanni. Okay. Let me see here. Oh. Oh boy. Oops. How is it going to be the Empress, Spoonie? it's yes. So a financial miracle for Cream. Love and Light Knox. Hi. Oh, that's so great. Okay, well, hey. Go with the flow, right, Spoonie? Spoonie, I want to be sure that you have a way to have something copied and pasted in your phone so that you can put in the chat box, please, so that when we come on here. And guess what, Spoonie? If you see somebody on here and they're not saying nice things, you know to block them, right? I think it's just going to work out just fine, Spoonie. I think just, take it step by step from one moment to the next to see, because you don't really want to jump the gun and then offer something that you don't necessarily have to offer for that type of budget if you don't have to. And sometimes we can, and I'm outing myself too, Spoonie, right? Like sometimes we can kind of, it's like you care so much and you want to know, right? And you tend to overthink, right? About, okay, if they say this, then, I got to do this. And then if they say that, then I got to do. And really right now, I think we're just presented with a bunch of lessons, and it gets hard because it's been so many, right? Especially Spoonie. Gosh, we all know. But, just to learn to go with the flow, to receive, and not always be so ready to problem solve when the divine are actively solving the problem. If you will just continue to kind of blindly walk through it to allow them. Does that make sense? Aw, poor Spoonie. That sounds very painful. Yeah, of course, if it was dry food, at least maybe just try to put water in the dry food to soften it up. You know, maybe even set it out overnight. Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, I think I would be like, I don't know, I don't want an animal in pain. I'm over here like my face is hurting. I'm like, no, creamsicle, ouch. All right, let me see here, Andy. Let me, I gotta refocus. All right, all right, Richard. Yeah, it's a no. Okay. I just think that I think Richard is focused with some things. This could be regarding his home, the home. Um, Spirit's really saying to you here, honey bun, that in order for you to kind of get out of whatever energy it is about Richard, which is not giving anything that you should be experiencing, right? You kind of just gotta start getting out there and do what you like to do, right? Start going within and doing what makes you feel good there too. All right. And long story short, on the other side of that, you're going to have a cycle closeout that is successful. And what I want to say about this success, it's either Richard comes back and in a manner and form where it's a good thing, a good situation for you, or you're going to be like, Richard who? Does that make sense? And you know, I cut to this couple things about this. All right, not gonna lie, this is what I'm getting. So here we go. I think this person might be focused on another household. Because this kept coming out. Now I know this can mean intuition, so I could say, yeah, you know already. But this also, when it comes out, especially in multiples and energetically the way it did, could mean another, like, covenant, agreement, situationship. You're being asked to utilize your strength because I think that you would just constantly be disappointed focusing on the energy of Richard as it stands now. Okay, and the whole time you're this. So it's like, really? Come on now. Step up to the baddie zone because you are amazing and you deserve to admit it. Right? On the other side of that, you could have a bunch of Richards and perhaps Dicks to pick from. Okay? I say Dicks because that's short for Richard. Hopefully not a short dick. But anyways, I digress. Ba-dum-bump. So that's what I have. Okay? Alright, you guys. It has been real, but your girl is tired of the heat. I want to go, said that part. Yes, baddies win. Sometimes, you guys, if I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed about certain things, I just go, I win. I win. Right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so you're still here. How the fuck? Okay, so you're still here. All right, I win. Right? You know what I'm saying? We win. You know? So, and I taught my kids to talk like that too. I say kids because I have adopted several light beings along the way. And really through my own daughter, but however it happens, there are many ways actually. I think I went to Target the other night and the cashier was like, "You're like my mom," and she's all like, "I needed a mom. Thank you." I was like, "Yeah, I'm everybody's mom usually." It's funny. Night, night, baby. Night, night, Jay. All right, so Jay, can you put in, or you gonna, what are you gonna do? Can you let me know? Like, should I be looking for an email? Not to put the pressure on, but should I be looking for? Jay's like this bitch. Bleepity. All right. Well, I'll see an email if I see one. How about that? She probably hopped off. All right. You guys, thank you for being amazing. Thank you for not giving up, and thank you for giving me someone to express myself with and to exchange energy with in pleasantries. And I just want to let you know, I do appreciate you guys and I do enjoy you all. All right, we talk about many different things. I never really know what all we're going to talk about. And that's aside from the channeling, right, you guys? 222 for me. I didn't know that was a soulmate twin flame number. Do you think? Wait, I didn't know that. 222 for me. I mean, twos definitely speak to decisions, balance. But when I see three of them, I go, all is well, right? Chandler taught me that. I'm trying to think what his name, I mean, he's on the map, so like he doesn't need my help. But I can't. Is it just Chandler? Is it Chandler Speaks? I don't know. It's connected to soulmate twin flame. You know what is so weird, Fiona? I'm trying to think how many days ago that was. Hold on. So that was either, this sounds so horrible. That was either last Sunday or the Sunday prior. And I got this weird like energy thing of like you and Zane, and I was like, how, spirit? Like, how would that be? Like, I like was questioning, like, I don't think it was this Sunday, I think it was a week ago. And I was like, how is that? So meditate on that to figure out and let me know, because how could that, like, I want to know. But it was almost like, how could Zane's energy know of your energy? Not in the sense of like, oh, it's damn near impossible, but in the sense of like, wow, why would I get a download about that? So then I was like, what is Fiona working on? What are you doing? Not that you have to out yourself, but or maybe sometimes I just read energy into the future, and it won't be necessarily next to the aspect of the path that we're at. And I have studied this for many years, so I know enough to say that much. So maybe this is like nowhere near in this time. Oh, so you're okay. That's what's going on. I was in your energy, and your energy was trying to be in his. I didn't mean to out you, sorry. But I was like, how? But also, okay, wait, but worrying doesn't help though, because you know what? That could fuck him up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys, if you care about somebody, even if you know that they're going through a tumultuous time, like maybe it's like really bad, like, you know, like they gotta go and, you know, get help and stuff. It's natural to want to worry. I get that. I'm not mindful. But it's very much detrimental because you're using your energy and your focused conscious state to be like, this is bad for them. They're in a bad state. Right? And the whole time they're already living through that shit. So it's like, if on top of it, can you imagine? Like, what if Zane on top of it is going, this is bad. I'm worried about myself. Which may be necessary in the grand scheme of things, that, you know, Zane may have to, like, I don't know, you might want to say self-reflect, or who knows, right? I'm not judging the man. I don't even know anything about him, but I'm just using him as an example to be clear. But, right, so then Fiona takes Fiona's energy and goes, yep, I agree, this is bad. See what I mean? So you guys, and thank you, Fiona, for being here. I'm not picking on anyone. I just want to empower us, because there's so many reasons to want to worry. And what are you going to do? Worry every time? You shouldn't. It's going to be detrimental to either you and or the other person. And I don't want that. You know, me personally, if I had my way, like I would just, to be clear, if I had my way over all of the earth, right? Everyone would be happy, safe, respected, civil, right? Keeping their hands to themselves unless with consent, and even then, it still has to make sense. What the fuck, right? So, you guys don't worry, you know? And if you want to worry, you can alchemize it into gratitude. Thank you for the resolution. You don't have to know the resolution. You don't have to, you know, God, as it were, Goddess, the divine universe does not need you to regurgitate to them what they've already done for you in order to do that for you. Does that make sense? And you either believe that or not. You either choose to be confident, and maybe it's a try again situation, right? Or you're telling the universe, whether intentionally or not, that you don't believe and that you don't concede to receive the good fruit, the good things in life, right? Yeah, it'd be fucked up if that was your twin, though, you know, Fiona? Like, I get that. There are a lot of, and it sounds like phantasmical, I get it, but there's a lot of celebrity energies that just, even as a very young child, I'm trying to think of the guy on Taxi comes to mind. John, like I was so young, and he was, you know, he was always older than me, like by many. Not to be. Oh, you know what? It's not John. It's Judd Hirsch, right? He's one. I don't know anything about that man, right? But when I see him, it's like something like, you know, I don't even know if he's still alive actually at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. I think he is though. When I see him, I go, oh, like, as a child, and as a child, probably like at, at least at least seven, if yeah, at least 7 years old, going like, I don't know. It's just certain, or like John Candy. I know we talked about certain ones. So I'm not knocking you for that. That's, and you know, that tracks. But I just wonder, like, man, I was like trying to pray for discernment on how that, like, if there was anything I could guide you into, like, hey, you know, like produce the, or like finalize this blah 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 because it's connected. You know, I would definitely tell you if I got something like that. But I guess just what happened was, and sometimes I'm glad we have these conversations because I'm still learning aspects of my giftings. Like, oh, okay, so basically what it was I was presented with Fiona's energy, which of course we're connected. You know, I'm connected to my collective members, and that's what happened. Because I was thinking, damn, how, like, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if she's gonna come back and say I met Zane. The way I would have imploded, like, oh my god, no shit. But yeah, don't worry, manifest. You know what I mean, you guys? Seriously. It's gonna save you a lot of trouble, effort, money, you know? And then again, go with the flow. It is kind of like walking on water. Dang. Makes sense. But, you know, hey, if we're asked to do it, it's because we can and we're meant to. And it helps us, doesn't just hurt, right? I don't know, Fiona, because I feel like, okay, did you ever go to his concert, Fiona? Ever? I think, did you tell me you did? Is my chat like 11 late, Jay? I thought you left, so I was confused. Oh, he canceled it. Oh, ooh. Hey, Fiona, I gotta speak in code. Are you concerned because of that? Like, still speaking in code. I know you said he canceled it, but the goings on behind the cancellation. No, because Jay, do you know? Can you tell me what you're gonna do? Like, are you gonna still be a moderator? And like, are you gonna, like, should I look for an email from the Strictly Business for you, or when you said you were going to fix it, did you mean the other one? Because I got confused and then I was talking to you and then I didn't see that you left. So since you're back, okay, for the other one you mean? Because that's, oh, okay. No, because I thought, wait, hold on a second. The other one was like, I don't know, because I think you had, this is the third one I know about. I'm getting confused. I thought it was like JAE something. That one? But that one was the privated one. Jay. Alright, so I'll see what's what once you let me know. This is the same second ago. What the hell was I looking at? Because okay, so then the only thing I can think of is the email that I got from you was from the other account, and I didn't understand that. So the other account is privated. Is that why I couldn't select you? That's so weird because I plugged in the exact address that you gave me, and it was from the email that you sent a few days ago, like not like months back. I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay. I just like to come on here and talk sometimes too, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. Like, it's so bad. Like, I go out and I'm like, oh, girl, you can't do that behind. Like, nobody is here, like, in the physical with you. Like, you. I'm like at the store racks going, yeah, I know, I don't know about. I'm like, shh, don't. Because I'm alone a lot, you guys. So when, I don't know if you guys, anybody else alone a lot, like in a physical sense, you start talking to yourself. Oh, you would definitely hit it off. I mean, how's somebody gonna meet Fiona and then be like, ah, I have the ick, I can't even say anything, it's horrible. And you know what, you guys? Don't put anybody up on a pedestal to the point where somebody got to get cracked in the bad kind of way, right? Like, serious. I get nervous if I even find somebody trying to put me up on one. I'm like, hold on, because I don't like to have my feet on the ground. I don't like to fall too much. Like, there's just no such thing as perfection, and there's no such need as a freaking pedestal. If everybody is doing the work, everybody's on the same fucking vibrational frequency, we're all kings and queens, as we please royals, right? Where would the pedestal come in? Right? So, some people are so silly trying to do that. They're like, oh, you know. But so if here's how you can tell if somebody's on a pedestal for you on a personal note. You think of them and then you get embarrassed at the idea perhaps of them seeing you, or you think of them and the idea of getting what you want as far as like an experience, like having a conversation or maybe having a meal, you immediately go, energetically, maybe not with words, you're not believing that it could happen. And I need you to know, if and when that is your experience, you need to get to the root of that, all right? Why are you trying to be the one that tells yourself, even energetically, right? And by yourself, I mean your mental space, your heart space, your physical body, your emotional body, all right? You're so not small potatoes here, collective, right? Why would you, all right, risk essentially getting what you came here for as far as experience? And it's not just money, right? By shooting yourself down and by telling yourself you're not big enough, you're not enough. When you always connect to source, how are you going to shit on God, as they say, right? And get away with it? I don't know. Without repercussion? Oh, I don't think so. All right, so ignorance is not always bliss. Now that y'all know, all right, you know the rest. Okay? There's always a way to have a workaround behind most choices as well as most thoughts. Right? I said to somebody the other night at the gym, He was being a little down on himself because he had like a recent injury and basically was on the mend, right? And so instead of saying things like, well, I'm grateful to be here and I'm proud of myself because I showed up, and though I'm not doing my normal routine, I still am getting these amount of steps in, this amount, things like that. He was instead choosing with the same freaking energy, right? To tell me, and if you're telling me, you're probably telling everyone, right? That he was not up to par, and that he normally does so much more, and it was almost like a downer kind of stuff, like what are you saying? So I asked him which choice was he making. On the other side of that question, he smiled. He got it, and he changed his tune, and he perked up a bit. Yeah. And I thought, that's the ticket, that's the spirit. Keep going, because you're either going to make the experience worse, or you're going to get through with grace. Right? Right. Okay? So you guys already know. And I'm proud of you. Thank you that when I go to read your energies and your cards, I can tell without having to strain energetically or with my eyes that you are doing the work. And that does me so much good, you guys. Okay? Not that it's about me. But sometimes, I wonder, like, okay, am I just, for me, I'm literally, I could just be sitting in the mirror, you know, just me to me having these conversations the way it looks and appears a lot for a creator for YouTube, right? And you gotta keep plugging away and remain positive and put your best foot forward. So please allow for me to be an example and not any proposed competition. I'm not signing up for competitions. Like, we're good. Like, you win if that's what you need. I'm so done with competitions, right? Unless we're talking about the former versions of myself versus where I am now versus where I am going, then there's very much, a thing in motion. And even then, it's grace filled. Competition seems aggressive and hate filled at times. We're not doing that. And maybe I'm talking about that so somebody doesn't get that twisted. Like, don't be fighting yourself, actually, right? Like, disciplining, yes. Training, oh yeah. Fighting, no, that's not necessary, is it? Right? So you guys, you do me a world of good, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you for working as hard as you do. I mean, moderators and collective members alike, helping each other, helping, newbies, strangers, and, blocking others. I do appreciate you all, and you guys help keep me going, and I hope that I, continue to do the same for you all as well, because that's my intention, that's my goal, and that's my mission. All right. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. And I like that we're hopping off a little bit early, so I know you guys are getting rest. Right? Right. I love you guys. Love and light.